Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Ah, it is Friday, and I'm so excited because this is the weekend, and well, I'm leaving Sunday for Stockholm, but I get a little bit of free time. I'm traveling this morning for my last class in Rotterdam to teach my ballet class. Now, I am going to talk about ego. Ego, what is ego? Let me tell you something right now. It's a very quick talk, but I'm going to tell you something that is very, very important. You are never, ever going to get rid of your ego, because your ego is that chaotic part of yourself, that positive and negative thing in yourself that thinks this and that, and you feel validated, and you feel so important, and, and it's constantly changing, and there's something about something about it can go against your center and doesn't want you to be centered, and it can tell you that you're ugly, it can tell you that you're gorgeous, it can tell you that these clothes that you're wearing defines you, it can tell you that the materialistic things that I own is is me, and look at me, look what I have and look what you don't have. All that stuff is it arises in your existence. Now it redefines things. And then, with the ego in check, you can have all you want. You can have materialistic things. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having money. Nothing wrong with having, a beautiful car, a beautiful partner. All of these things are all okay as you redefine them, and you have a good grip on your ego in the sense of not letting it control you and not letting it define you, because things are so subtle sometimes, and when you realize that, hey, I pump up my body looks gorgeous, look at my tattoos, look how gorgeous I am, look at my hair, look at my this, look at my that has something to do with vanity. And I think that vanity is part of the ego, but as you recognize when you recognize and you start this spiritual search, is also it can be a trap too, because the ego can attach to that and then think that you're better than someone else, or you're all that kind of thing. Well, the charade is constant, and it's the ego itself is to be played with. It is to have fun with. It is to engage with. It is part of your existence. And when it's a very, very long topic, but this is a really short time because I got to get to work, because I'm on a time scale, and I have 12 minutes before I have to leave. The ego, you cannot get rid of it. You're not going to be able to do it, but it's not who you are. I mean, in the essence of everything in the center of yourself, that we're all trying to gravitate towards more. So by allowing all these things, you realize, when I started this search of myself, and I realized that I had a very big ego because I thought my shit didn't stink. Let me tell you. I mean, I was always a good boy, because I have a good boy complex. It's also part of my ego, hugely part of my ego. That I wanted to be seen in this way and that way, and I would be terrified for people to know certain things about me. And I'm loosening up with that. All that's coming, as you can see, so all of it's coming out. So it's becoming more and more familiar with me. And so during that search, I would try to get rid of that stuff. So I would try to get rid of the fact that I had this ego that was it kind of stinky to me. And I was projecting it out into the world, and I was believing that, which in fact, I really had a lot of pain and suffering, as you well know, because, this is Maurice Scalzi's Balance Station, and he gets he gets very, overwhelmed sometimes. And I'm being brave by saying that, because I used to really believe in my ego, and that was everything. So I needed, in order to fill that void inside of me and that ego, I had to have more money. I had to pretend I had a lot of money, which in fact I was in complete debt. I walked around with label clothes on. I couldn't afford anything. I couldn't afford those clothes. I didn't know how to manage my money. I couldn't admit that, because that meant that I didn't have my shit together. And, all these things. And, I was a principal dancer, soloist dancer with a couple companies. And when I reached that status, I thought, oh my God, this is this is so important for me and how people see me. And so what I realized is this is a huge, really big topic. And it's worth talking about, especially down here on the earthly plane, you know. And I spend a lot of time up there, if you know what I mean. So, but I'm just saying because I know a lot of us are you know like dealing with these issues, and it all has to do with the ego. But the ego is not a bad guy. He's not the bad guy. He's important, or it's important. I have a new tattoo on me, and it's called Bob. And Bob is part of is the ego. And the ego that reminds me that he is there, but he's big, this huge, big dragon. I'll share it later, but at the moment I have to get going, brush my teeth, as I said. But anyway, I'm hyper, and I'm happy, and I'm so loving my life right now. And is that my ego? Well, I think everything. You know, I love my life and I'm appreciating my life. I love my work. I love all this stuff. Does that happen to do with the ego? Well, if it does, then that's okay. Because I do, and I love. I love my work, and I love. Just like yesterday's talk about love. Love is the only truth. But the ego is never, ever, ever going to be able to get rid of. You just can't rid of it. It's like taking off your coat in the cold weather. It's just there, and it can be it's part of your guidance system, and it's the whole picture. Anyway, I really have to get going, and I just want to get this out today and wish you a beautiful weekend. And this is a very big topic, so I think it would be very interesting to continue to talk about the ego and just to share with you my perspective, which is just my perspective about that. But I learned a long time ago that you have to have fun with your ego and not let it control you, because it can control you. Okay, so I love you all very much. Thank you so much for watching me, and have a great weekend, and I'll see you when I see you. I think Monday is my talk in Stockholm, so I'm going there. All right, I love you, and thank you for watching. A very big kiss from me, and peace, love, and hair grease. And don't take everything so seriously. Lighten up and enjoy your ego. Wear those clothes, but you are not those clothes. Love you. Bye.